Venus Fridays, let's talk about what's going on with the feminine, our feminine planet this week. So on Sunday, the moon will square Venus. So squares often ask for action. It's a dynamic aspect, meaning that the moon highlights whatever it comes into a relationship with, and it's with the feminine. So there could be some a desire, with Venus being in Pisces still, it could feel like maybe some emotional things could come up, emotional issues, that kind of thing, coming up for healing, right, and action. And then on Monday, the 1st, we have on the waning half moon in Capricorn, Mercury's going retrograde, right, which I'm actually looking forward to because this has been such a fast moving time with all of the planets moving direct. It's just felt like one thing after the next. Oh my gosh, keep going. And so I'm looking forward to a little relief from all of this forward momentum. And so poor Mercury retrograde is like the scapegoat for all of our woes, right? So it gets such a bad rap, but really, I think it's this like amazing time to just kind of slow down, get out of the rat race, get off of the hamster wheel. Don't have to be like linear, doing. I think that's why it gets such a bad rap, because we're so uncomfortable when like everything doesn't go our way because we're moving so quickly, So Mercury retrograde, think of it as like we spend most of our time in our left brain. Mercury retrograde gets the some time to spend in our right brain, our creativity, kind of slow down, sort of let things flow, come into that more psychical aspect of our minds and thinking, a little bit more like circular, it's all good, right? We're right where we're supposed to be, that beingness side of being in Mercury. So Mercury going retrograde is happening on April Fool's Day, which seems like a perfect day for that. And then on Tuesday, the moon comes into a sextile with Venus. So this is a more flowing type of energy, this kind of an aspect. So again, Venus will still be in Pisces. And so I think it's an opportunity to, kind of let things just flow with the feminine. It's a good day to just be and sit with things, feel your feelings, There'll be support from the moon, that activation of being with ourselves in these last days of Venus being in Pisces. Then on Wednesday is a big aspect. Venus comes into conjunction, meets right with Neptune, right? So this is a lot of the feminine, that yin side, the being side, receiving side, with Neptune, the heart, the universal heart, how we connect into spirit through our hearts, through unconditional love in Pisces, right? The resonant energy with Neptune. So it's a lot of heart kind of energy for this aspect. So the feminine, what do we feel in our heart? How do we connect into the feminine with our hearts, with our love? And what kind of visions and dreams, also Neptune, do we want to see or create or lean into of the feminine as we're bringing the feminine back into more of her rightful power, back into greater balance and harmony with the masculine, right? Both of those yin and yang energies are in a healing transition right now, and it takes time, right? It's not going to happen just at this Venus-Neptune conjunction, but this conjunction on Wednesday is an awesome time to really dream into, be in our hearts, and connect into and plant seeds into more of what we want to see the feminine come into in the coming days, months, and years, right? So it's just an opportunity to be with the feminine, and how do we want to support more unconditional love going to that part of ourselves inside ourselves and out in the world at large. And then on Thursday, Venus moves into Aries. So interesting that this Venus, Neptune in Pisces conjunction happens at the last little bit, when the last day that Venus is in Pisces before she moves into Aries. So that's a big change of energy, right? From Pisces, the transpersonal, the place where we're all connected and we can feel each other and feel each other's hearts, and it's very permeable, Pisces. Now we move into Aries, fire, which is where we individuate and we start to separate out again and find our boundaries, and this is me and this is you, and I am here to step into my own power and strength, and then I want to use that to serve the community, serve others, right? It's warrioress energy, that protection kind of energy. But when Pisces can feel like it's lacking boundaries, has a hard time saying no, Venus moving into Aries can easily say that no that Pisces often needs. So there's a resonance and a connection between them, a reaction, one shifting out of the other and turning into the next. And here we have Venus moving into into Aries. I keep saying that, sorry. Venus moving into Aries on next Thursday. And we move into that fiery aspect, right? Right at the March equinox point where the sun moved into Aries. All of this energy moving into, for the Northern Hemisphere, this growth, that fire, spring leading to summer, that building type of energy. But Aries also exists in the Southern Hemisphere. So it's still that fiery, individuating, stepping into our own individual power so that we can better serve ourselves and others going forward. All right, thanks for watching. I was just going to say a little bit of a couple ideas of aromatherapy. So as we're finishing out all this Pisces energy, so with Venus conjunct Neptune, I'm going to say rosewood would be an awesome essence to use and help into that visioning, right? It's the heart of the rosewood tree. It helps us get into our hearts, be with our feelings. And then as Venus moves into Aries, that's a good time to move into some of the hotter essences like clove bud or cinnamon bark or cinnamon leaf, something that helps kind of light that fire within us, but also those big protective essences like clove and cinnamon that protect us from all the microbial stuff that we can deal with. And as we're changing seasons, sometimes we can be a little bit vulnerable to getting sick. Things are changing, the hot, the cold, right? The transitions that's happening in the temperatures on the earth, no matter which hemisphere we're in. So I'll just throw those out there. And if you are interested in more astrological aromatherapy suggestions, I have a free guide on my website, SheridanSemple.com. You can grab it. It's a free guide. Yours, if that is something that you're interested in. All right, thanks. I hope you have an awesome week with your feminine expression.